What happened when the Wuben Tactical series do a fusion with their X series? I've been wanting a dual channel flashlight and still thinking if I should go with the throw or flat combo or the tint ramping. This L1 from Wuben is sort of like dual channel 2-in-1 light that can be controlled independently. I've been wanting to check this out and finally I got it. Hey, welcome to UDC channel, this is Jay. I've had and reviewed dual LED or throw plus flat combo and rotating head flashlight before, but this is kind of different, combining all of those. So you have the option of forward throw, right angle flat, forward flat and right angle throw. Then co-white throw and a neutral white flat. I do wish for a neutral white throw instead and a warm white flat. Let me quickly show you the box first. The box for the light itself. And for the pouch, spare O-rings and everything else. Now let's take a closer look at the light itself. Unlike the X3, it's easy to twist the head and can be done one-handed, but not to the point where it's too loose. Hopefully it won't loosen over time. Well, time will tell, but I think I will use in this orientation most of the time. One reason is I think it's more natural to use a thrower in forward facing and a flutter in right angle. Another reason is I'm not a big fan of it being protruding in this other orientation, even though it's not bad at all, especially when compared to other rotating flashlight where they have a really big protruding parts. And just like the X3 and some other Wuben lights, it was started as a Kickstarter campaign, but it was posted by Looks Peak instead of Wuben. Not sure if it's a partner or the designer or something else. Just an interesting fact. Here's a comparison to other Wuben lights. C2 is probably the most similar sized lights, but I do like the feel of the beefier C2 better. The L1 doesn't feel as substantial, and I wish that the L1 has this signature knurlings design. And just like the C2, it does work as power bank as well, but only Type C. There's no Type A port. This X series cable is handy for this. I misplaced the shorter one. Speaking of X series, let's compare them to the X2, the X3, and the X0. So it is a big light. Design is highly objective, but I kind of also like this design. The way that they're playing with the knurlings and a smooth body combination, sort of like this T2. Oh, by the way, I have quite a few Wubens that I haven't had the time to review yet. Please be sure to subscribe for more content. These knurlings are quite aggressive. There's no software lockout, and they actually put this down as a feature, as a hardware lockout, by twisting the tail, which is what I do or prefer anyways, especially when the buttons are quite easily pressed, even though they're somewhat recessed. In fact, this is the only place that the flashlight can be opened to change the battery. The head part is Loctite. There's a strong magnet in the tail, strong enough to support itself horizontally. Thick gold-plated spring. Thick metal. I mentioned before that I don't really care for magnets in flashlight, but for right angle lights I can see it being handy for some people. The clip is one way, which I don't mind or actually prefer, but it's not by any means a deep carry one. There is this much sticking out, which is kinda ridiculous. There are lots of things going on the top. That's probably why they can't make it a deep carry one. And it's not anti-roll either, since the head is already in L shape even in this orientation. I think it's meant more for hands-free operation by putting it on the pocket or something. And initially I'm not sure why they are in this position by default and why everyone keeps it that way. Then I realized that it does get in the way of the buttons. That's probably why. I just answered my own question. I prefer it on this side though, since I'm right-handed and it doesn't get in the way. Or you can also just take it out if not needed. I never like lanyard holes, since most of the time they are not aligned properly. This time at least it's straight. I do wish it's at least at the back though, or just remove it altogether. Cool white SSD40 for the throw channel, which uses a deep smooth reflector. Neutral white P9 or Nichia 511A for the flat channel, which is what I have, which uses a TRR lens with a less defined spot. But it's not floody enough for my taste. For flat channel, I prefer a mule-like beam pattern with almost no hotspot at all. I might try to diffuse it a bit more. I'm honestly tempted to dedome the Nichia to get a warmer tint, but this neutral is surprisingly really nice. I can see clearly the high CRI, especially when compared to the cool white throw channel. My hand skin color looks weird versus this natural color. For the user interface, there are two separate switches as mentioned earlier, dedicated for each LED, the thrower and the flat, in whichever orientation is still the same way. And they both can be controlled individually, which makes the UI simpler. And both can even turn on simultaneously. Not sure what's the practical use of it. The only thing I can think of is while we point the thrower forward, there's less spill from the thrower. The flat channel might be useful when pointed downwards to shine our walking path. Thankfully, only one turbo can be accessed at a time. That will be bad for the battery, I would imagine, and or the light itself, as the heat generated might be too much for the driver to handle. While the thrower is on, the flat channel can only go up to medium. It's obvious that they prioritize the thrower. For the thrower, we have the usual low, medium, high with memory, and shortcut to low by long pressing. No moonlight though. There is a double click for turbo and triple click for strobe and SOS. Strobe warning. Click, triple click, and SOS. While the flat channel has only low, medium, high with memory, no turbo, no special modes, as those emergency modes are most suitable for throw channel to be seen from a distance. Good call by Wuben to keep the flat channel simpler. However, I wish that it has a shortcut to low, or even better, moonlight mode. The long press is not being used for anything. Not sure why. It's such a waste in my opinion. Let's see a white wall beam pattern before we take it outside. I'll compare it with this H5 headlamp, also by Wuben, which also has a throw and a flat channel. Let's do a white wall beam pattern and tint comparison. Start with this. This is the flat channel versus this flat channel. Way more diffuse. Now the throw channel versus the throw channel, both in low. Here we go up a bit. Again, flat channel, throw channel. Okay, let's see the flat first. Low, medium, high. Now the throw, low, medium, high. Spill, hot spot, back to low, medium, and then turbo. High throw versus high flat, throw, flat, throw. Strobe warning. SOS. Okay, that's it. I think this is a keeper for me. Although nothing is perfect, few improvement suggestions to be considered for future iterations. More recessed buttons, or even better in metal, for both looks and durability purposes, so I don't have to keep twisting the tail for hardware lockout. Instead of SST40, maybe use SFT40, or even better, OSRAM W1 for a better throw, and warmer niches for the flood. Maybe throw in short tube for fun, and I always appreciate true moonlight mode. I did tell them that I wish for a longer version of the XO in premium metal, either with swivel head like the X3 or dual heads or dual rotating heads like this L1. I like where Wuben is going with these interesting innovations. Look forward to what's coming up, the L2 or the X4. Anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye now. Say bye.
Bye.
Since there's no auxiliary, there's only this small blue battery indicator and a charging indicator, and there's no tritium slots anywhere. I find it hard to locate the flashlight in the dark, especially these all black ones. So I added a little glow. Now it's easy to locate it now.